Hello boys and girls, welcome to the Math Club. In this video we're going to talk about changing the subject. Question 11. Make x the subject of each formula. Here we notice that we have x on both sides. It means we have to do extra steps to make them on one side and then try to make it x equal or make x the subject. Now first let's work on this one. First step, we have to put x on one side. So I'm going to take everything that has x and take it to one side. I notice here that I have kx and 5x here. So I'm going to take the kx to this part or this side so I can put them together. So kx, I'm going to take it here. And because kx is positive here, positive kx, it means I'm going to take it to the other side and make it negative. So 5x minus kx equals p. This is the first step. So as we said, the first step we took the kx to this side and we end up with negative kx equals p. Okay. Now I noticed that here we have a common factor, which is the x, and we talked about getting common factors or factorizing two elements. Now to factorize this, first we have to break them down. To break them down, the 5x is 5 times x, or x times 5, like this. And then we have the kx, which is x times k, like this. So we broke this down, and we broke this down into its prime elements, or prime factors. Now, we notice that we have the x, which is in common between them. So I'm going to take it, I'm going to write it here, x. And then, because we have nothing else in common, I'm going to open a bracket like this. Now, I'm going to take a look at the groups on top. Here I have 5x. I took the x, so what did I leave? Very good, I left the 5. And then I take the sign in the middle, negative. And then here, kx, I took the x, so what did I leave? I left the k, very good. And then I close the bracket, and I end up with factorizing this into this. Now, I'm going to continue using the factorized part here. I'll take it, put it here, and then I'll make it equal to p. So, equal p. So, after factorizing, I took it here, and then I made it equal to p. Now, the x is multiplied by the whole bracket, and I want the x alone. So, I'm going to take the whole bracket like this, and take it to the other side like this. And because it's multiplied, it means I'm going to take it by dividing. So we end up with x equals, I'll put it here. So because I took all of this by dividing, so x equals p, like this, divided by 5 minus k. 5 minus k. You have to focus on the steps and how we did the factorizing part, because it's the most important part in answering a question like this. So as we said, we take the part that has x next to the other part, and then after that, what do? We factorize them, break them down, and then we take what's in common, we put it outside the bracket, we open a bracket, and we put the things that we left, which is 5 minus k. And then here, because it's multiplied, I took it to the other side by dividing, and it became x equals p over 5 minus k. Now, this one is for the first formula. Now, let's do the second one. We're gonna follow the same steps, but we have to focus because here we have r squared and m squared. But the x is not squared, so it's gonna be the same steps. Now, first, as we said, we're gonna take what has x next to the other x here. So, because it's positive here, I'm going to make it negative on the other side. So I'm going to write r squared, r power of 2 or squared, multiplied by the x. Okay. And then this one is positive, so here it's going to be negative. So negative m squared, like this. Negative m squared, and it's multiplied by the x. Same idea. And then equals mr. Now, as we said, we took this part here and we changed the sign. So we took it here and we changed the sign, okay? Focus on these steps. If you move the place of any element and you took it across the equal sign, it means you have to change the sign of that element. Now here, like we did with this one, we're going to factorize and break it down. So this one is x times r squared. So x times r power of 2, like this. And here we have x times m power of 2, m power of 2, like this. So as we said, we're going to take what's common between them. Here we have the x, which is common between them. It means I'm going to write it outside the bracket. So it's going to be like this. So x, and then open a bracket. What did I leave in the first group? Very good. I left r squared. And the second one is m squared, and between them there's a negative sign. So r power of 2 minus m power of 2, like this. Let me write the powers. So r power of 2 and m power of 2, like this. And the x is common between them. Now, and then we finish this equals mr, equals mr. Now, we still have one step because we need the x alone. So I'm going to take all of the bracket to the other side. So I'll take the whole bracket here because it's multiplied. I'm going to take it by dividing here, okay? So I end up with what? I end up with x equals mr, like this, mr, divided by what? Divided by r squared, very good, r squared minus m squared, So I'm going to write r squared minus m squared. And I'm going to put a fraction line so we know that this is dividing. And this is the final answer for this question. I hope you understood the idea. You have to follow the steps. And at the end, making x the subject means make x alone, like this. And please focus because all the algebraic steps are here, so you have to follow the same steps. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time.